Hi everyone, Rob here with today's Western Pacific weather update. First things first, you may notice I am on the screen actually right now. Well, something a little bit different I'm going to be trying out today. You're going to be able to get a gist of at least my facial expressions during these updates, but also know how many times I cut and edit these video updates to make them flow rather well. So that is one thing you're also going to be checking out. But let's get into the weather today and what is going on out here across the Western Pacific. And first and foremost, let's talk about the tropical depression that we have been looking at throughout the past several days now. And it does look like this is really stirring up here just towards the southeast of Mindanao. This is going to be bringing some heavy rainfall across the region, and right now I'm calling it a tropical depression because the Japan Meteorological Agency, if we take a look at the map from JMA, they have a tropical depression stamped here, almost stationary all the way on the bottom of the screen. It is continuing to remain right around 1,000 HPA, but really it's not so much the winds with the storm system or the low pressure. It is going to be the heavy rains as this continues to push off to the north. And actually this is a map from Weathercaster Pat earlier on today, just a really good accurate representation of how much rainfall is falling here. All the way from eastern Mindanao off for Leyte, Samar, and southern Luzon. You have that low pressure area down here towards the south. Well, that's just going to continue to pull moisture in from the east, push on shore, hit these mountain ranges here, and that is why over 150 millimeters from the 11th into the 12th is very well going to be expected in these areas. So you're going to be seeing the really significant risk of flooding and landslides, really mainly once again just due to that persistent flow of moisture. And we've been seeing the storms consistently over the past several weeks now, ever since Typhoon Bopha moved through the area. On your screen here is the total precipitable water in the atmosphere right now. You see just one system pushing off here towards the east. That's Tsunami stirring down here around the west coast of Borneo, which is already bringing some risk of flooding into that area alone. But then we have our TD continuing to slowly spin up here, pushing off towards the north, and that's just continuing to pull moisture out of the equatorial regions and pushing on shore there in Mindanao. So if you already are seeing rains, and I've seen a lot of reports of people just seeing those consistent heavy rains, it does not look like those conditions are going to be letting up anytime in the near future. And we take a look at some of these totals over the past 24 hours. See here in Hinatuan, where you are still recovering from Typhoon Bopha, 173 millimeters have fallen. A little bit farther towards the west, 126 millimeters of heavy rainfall. These areas are most at risk in any total like that. And most of the areas in the southern Philippines would result in flooding, but the risk is there are even still people who are home and living in shelters in some of these areas. But let's take a look at the Euro model over the next several days. This is going from Thursday to Friday. Very weak tropical system. Don't expect this one to become a named storm. Mainly going to stay in that low pressure area as far as Pegasa goes. But as you can see here, just that moisture inflow going through the day on a Thursday evening through Monday or Friday morning. This is on Friday. Just that persistent flow by Friday evening. Then eventually into Saturday, also seeing that moisture inflow kicking off there towards the Luzon. At least Manila staying rather dry as it pulls off there towards the north. And let's unzoom this picture here and look a little bit farther towards north, because on Saturday that area is going to get picked up by an upper level trough, which is supporting an area coming out of China as well. And then we go into Sunday, and then eventually Monday. It does look like all that precipitation is going to be affecting for those of you in Okinawa, but also across Japan. There's going to be another snow event kicking up for you. Actually, we have the 540 line there, even just south of Tokyo. As that pushes up, it's going to be bringing some heavy rainfall, but even snow as far south as portions of Kyushu, and then eventually it's going to really develop up just towards the east of Japan. For the time being, Japan and much of Korea, you're going to see some light snow on Friday, but for the most part, even over towards eastern China, things are remaining on the quiet. As shown when we look back to the satellite picture here, much of China, even off towards Mongolia and Korea, it's cold for you, but things are remaining rather dry. Still seeing that sea effect snow there in Japan, though. That's going to taper off as this high pressure pushes off here towards the east on Friday, and eventually even going into Saturday until next week when the next system comes through. So right now you are seeing that heavy snowfall across portions of Hokkaido and also the Hokuriku region, about 30 to 60 centimeters in the forecast there. And also the snow depth is somewhere around about 100 to 150 centimeters in most of these areas. So it's normal for this time of year, but definitely continuing to watch this. One other note, I know we haven't touched in on the southern hemisphere. We have Tropical Cyclone Narelle down there, and that's continuing to bear down in on the western coast of Australia here, all the way from Wim Creek over towards Coral Bay. You're under gale force warnings at this time, and blue alert really up in most of these places. For more in-depth information on this storm, though, please go to Oz Cyclone Chasers and 28storms.com. Both of them have some very great updates, and they're our partners here at Western Pacific Weather, and I really do give their full support on covering these storm systems. Also, for me, please do check in at NHK World. This is me earlier tonight. 20 minutes after the hour here. But thanks again for watching, everybody. Please stay safe out there. And as always, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please post them in the comment box below. Let me know how you like my face being on the screen. Be nice or be mean. I really take good criticism rather well. So have a great day. Bye. Oh. Ooh.